Hi everyone, welcome to Debanks of Fashion. In this video I'll be showing you how to cut a corset pattern. What are the measurements you need? You need your bust measurement, your waist measurement, your under bust circumference, your half length, and your nipple to nipple measurement. So the measurements I'll be taking on my corset, I'll be using centimeters, but for my body measurements I'll be using inches. So my paper is on fold. It is better to cut your corset with pattern before you cut on your fabric, so that you'll be able to add your allowances. So I'll be taking my vertical measurement. My shoulder to nipple is 9 inches. I'll be adding half inch for it for allowance up here. So I'm taking 9.5 for my shoulder to nipple measurement. My under bust measurement is under bust length is 12.5. I'll be adding half inch to it for the allowance up there. That will give me 13, and my half length is 15 for allowance of up here and down here. I'm having I've measured this through, and the next measurement I'll be taking is my upper bust measurement. And to get that, I'll be measuring the distance between my, let me label this so that you won't confuse it. This is my nipple point, or shoulder to nipple point. Let me write it as NP. And this is my under bust. This is half length we have down here. So what we want to measure is the upper bust. So the distance you have here is what you use for your upper bust. This is 3.5. So that is what I'll measure for my upper bust. You take it and also measure it through. You also measure it through. So this is the upper bust. I'll be using UP to label that. So the next thing to take is your back measurement. My back measurement is 7 inches, is 14 inches divided by 2. That will give me 7 inches. So 7 inches. Then I'll take 3 inches and make my shoulder slant. So I've made my shoulder slant, and from there I'll be taking my armhole length. My armhole length is 7 inches. So I'll be taking my armhole length here. Then whatever I have here, which is also 7, I'll take it here. So it is accurate now. 7. I'll connect this, then bring it here. This one is the armhole line. So the next thing to get is your nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement is 6.5. 6.5 divided by 2 will give me 3.25, or 3.25. Then I'll be adding half inch to that to give me 3.75, or 3.75, however you understand it. So you take it through like this, down to this, and connect it. Now come to this side. Remember, this is the folded part. Now come to this side, and from here take the same thing you have here, which is 3.75, whatever it is in your case. You take it here again from the armhole line. you take it down. Take it down. Take it down. So this is what we have now. Now the next thing to do is to create our bustier or whatever it is you want to remove. So I told you earlier that creating this corset I'll be using centimeters. It's only my body measurement that I'll be using inches for. So at the half length here, take 2 centimeters on both sides. 2 centimeters on both sides. At the underbust length here, also take 2 centimeters on both sides. Now come to the nipple point here, come up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch. Then at the upper bust line here, take 1 centimeters, or rather let me use inches here. Take 1 inch on both sides, half inch on both sides. I'll come again. At the half length here, take 2 centimeters on both sides. At the underbust line here, take 2 centimeters on both sides. At the nipple point here, come up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch. At the upper bust line here, take half inch on both sides. Now the next thing to do is to connect your lines, and this is how I'll be connecting it. Just follow what you see. And so connect your lines like so. Connect your lines like so. Then blend whatever you have here. Blend this place to avoid sharp edges. Now remember, we are making a corset. So come to this middle side here and take 1 centimeters. I'm back to using centimeters. Take 1 centimeters here, then come down by 5 centimeters, then the 1 centimeters. Now this coming down by 5 centimeters is up to you. It depends on how low you want the center part of your corset to be. You understand what I'm saying as time goes on. So this will serve as the middle part of our corset. So from here, blend it to this place, curve it here, make your curve here. Now come to the other side here, come up a little, just a little, like this. Can you see that? Come up a little like that. Then here, come up by 1 centimeters. Come up by 1 centimeters up here, and outwards here, after this line, come out by 1 centimeters. 1 centimeter. I'll say it again. Here, come up slightly. At the armhole here, come up by 1 centimeter. Here, come out by 1 centimeter. Now let's blend our line. So what we are making now is, what we are having now is this. This is what we are having here. At this part, this is what we are having. This is what we are having at this part. Now come to this side. We want to make our corset cup now. We want to cup it out. What do we have here? What is the distance we have between our nipple point and underbust? That is 3.5. So you measure your 3.5 round here. you measure your 3.5 like this. From your nipple point, that is where you are measuring your 3.5. You measure your 3.5. You measure your 3.5, then you connect it. Connect your lines like so. If you have your French curve, you can use it. Connect your lines like so. This is for this side. Now come to this side. Here at the nipple point, come out by 1 centimeters. Come out by 1 centimeters. Then from here, measure your 3.5. Measure your 3.5. Measure your 3.5. So what we are trying to do is to connect this 3.5 we've measured. We are connecting it to this place and bringing it to the 1 centimeters we came outward here. 1 centimeter. So like this, like so. Blend it. Just make sure you have, what we need is a curve. You can use your French curve, it would have been the perfect option, but I don't have one. So this is the curve we have now. We've carved out our corset. So the next thing for us to do is to make our armhole curve here. Make our armhole curve here and take our body measurements. So to make my armhole curve here, I'm getting the midpoint of my armhole, which is 3.5. Then I'll come in here by 1 centimeter. Coming in here by 1 centimeter. Then from here, just curve it like this. Then just blend it out like so. Blend it out like so. Now at the armhole line here, we take our bust measurement. My bust is 33. 33 divided by 2 divided by 4, that will give me 8.25. This is 8.25 here. I have 8.25 here. Then sewing allowance, I'll be adding sewing allowance of 2 inches. So that is it. At the nipple point, I'm not taking anything. My underbust measurement is, my underbust length measurement is 28 divided by 4, that will give me 7. This is where my 7 is. Then you measure whatever it is we have here. We have 1.5 inch here, so that is what we will take here. You replace your 1.5. Then after replacing the 1.5, that is when you now take your sewing, you now add your sewing allowance of 2 inches. So at the half length here, my half length is the same thing as my waist, so that is 28 divided by 4. I have 7. And what do I have here? 1.5. Replace the 1.5 and add your sewing allowance. Then you connect your lines. Connect your lines like so. So I'll cut it out now. I'll cut it out for you to see now. So I'll be starting from here. This is it. Then you cut this out. Let me cut my allowances. Cut this out. Then at the middle like this, cut this out like so. Then on the other side, cut out. Then cut out your cup. Cut out your cup. So finally, this is what we have. This is what we have. Let me cut out my armhole. This place, this part is not useless. If you want it to have an upper part, this will serve as your yoke. This will serve as your yoke. If you want your corset to have an upper part, you just make your neck here, and this is what we have. Let me open it up. This is what we have. This is the center. So this is what we have now. This is what we have. It is better for you to cut the pattern out like this, so that you'll be able to add allowance to all the parts we have cut out on your fabric. What do I mean by all the parts you have cut out? All these parts you'll be joining back together. You must add your sewing allowance of half inch to it. You must add your sewing allowance to it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. If you've tried it, and let me know. Thank you. But believe me, of all the methods I've seen, this is the method I've tried and I've been using, and has worked perfectly for me. Thank you. Bye. Now, before I go, finally, just a little about the sewing. When you cut your main fabric like this, you also cut your lining like this and apply your wadding to the main fabric. Then you attach your main fabric together first, then attach your lining together. Then you use your lining to turn to knitting your main fabric. Thank you. Bye. See you in my next video.